Hello and welcome to Genuine Nonsense. This is Kelly McFarland. How are you? Happy Monday. Happy night before the election. I can't, I just can't say enough that if you haven't voted, tomorrow is the voting. Tomorrow is your last chance to exercise your right to vote. I got a text from my dad tonight, which is not something that happens very often. He's adorable, good old Walt. And he said, tomorrow is the voting. Thank you, Matt. I know I said it like that. Producer Matt is here. He texted me and he said, hey, you already voted, right? And I said, yes, I voted early. How about you? My adorable liberal parents. And they said, yes, we 100% already voted. So the voting, yes. So don't forget that tomorrow is your last opportunity to vote. And if you need information on that and where to vote or how to vote or where to go, vote.com for information on that. I want to talk about a couple things right off the bat. First and foremost, I don't know if anybody's been watching anything about the NXIVM cult. Last week, Keith Raniere was sentenced to 126 years in prison for sex trafficking and racketeering. And there's a whole long list of things that this dirtbag did. There's 2 shows right now that you can watch and a podcast. The podcast is Uncover, which is Uncover NXIVM. Easy to find where you get your podcasts. And also there's 2 shows, The Vow on HBO, which is really great, kind of unpacks everything. And then a new show called Seduced. And that is specifically about another member of the cult and their path. So it's pretty interesting. I will say this. If you are asking yourself, I never understood cults. I don't get how people fall into cults. Well, yeah, it's because they suck you in with like everything that seems like good for you. Like if you're lost at all, or you're like in a moment in your life where you don't know where to turn, you don't know where to look, you don't know where to go, you don't know what your next move should be, it's easy for you to like look for something if you're searching. And if there's someone right there who knows what to say and they're like, you should join this thing. I feel so good. I've never been more productive. Then of course you're going to be like, yes. So yeah, don't cult shame. I don't even know if that's a real word, but don't do it. So that's one thing that I wanted to mention. Those are 2 good shows. And I think it's really cool that these members of this cult actually brought him down. So they compiled all this information and all this evidence, and they managed to bring him down. So congratulations. They must feel great. And also very free. So that's awesome. Let's see. Producer Matt informed me that I look like Steve Jobs tonight. So I feel good about that choice. This is just a really big sweater poncho with like a turtleneck situation. I I definitely am freezing and I don't know why. I'm never cold. Like I'm like a Ewok. Like I'm very insulated, like compact, snuggly little bear. And I'm freezing tonight. How much snow did y'all get if you're on the East Coast? We got 6 inches where I live, 6 inches of snow. I'm not ready for it. I know it's shitty when people say that. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Well, I'm not ready. Okay, I'm not ready. The very funny, the very talented Lamont Price wrote a really cool article for Boston Magazine about the weather. So look that up online. It's very funny. Lamont is an amazing comedian, and he's he has a show that he's doing with Experience Creative, which is a really, really cool show. So take a look for Lamont Price. Matt, are you there?
I am. I was just looking up that Lamont Price article to put it up in the thing, and I got a McAfee. I don't want to. Oh God! I'm just trying to find. There it is. Okay,
great, found McAfee. So yeah, it's a really funny article. He writes he writes really great stand-up, and he also writes really great articles. He's good. He's talented.
He was just a guest on Tookie's show last Friday on The Rehash.
Yes, The Rehash, 10 o'clock on Fridays, right?
On Friday nights, yeah.
Friday nights on the 2MB Studios network.
So you were talking about cults.
Yes, Matt.
And I have my 2 cents I'd like to add about cults.
I wish you would.
Because they're fascinating.
Okay.
I listened to a podcast called Heaven's Gate that was all about the Heaven's Gate cult. And that shit is crazy.
Bananas!
Like, yeah, because it's people that these are smart people, but some of them are too smart, and they get to the point where they're just like, well, right. I need to understand, like, there needs to be some higher purpose. Right. And when somebody says, oh, you can call me Bo, and you can call my partner Peep.
Yeah.
And we speak for the aliens.
Right.
It's like,
I listened to the Heaven's Gate as well. And and you're being funny with Bo and Peep, but they actually called themselves T and Doe.
T and Doe, that's what it was.
T and Doe, which that was just, I guess, do you know where they got that from? It's from Sound of Music. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Wasn't that her favorite? Wasn't that like one of her favorite things? Yeah.
Like wordplay. If you don't know producer Matt Fear, amazing performer, actor, and comedian. We had a guest booked. Let's just tell them what's happening.
Just tell them what happened.
We had a guest booked tonight. I don't even want to tell you who it is because now I'm just worried about her because I love her so much. She is so talented, so funny, and I'm gonna try to get her on another week. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. And she still might pop in.
She still might pop in. So we'll give it a little bit. I mean, if she arrives, we're just going to bring her in.
We're just going to toss her right into
you guys.
I will say your surprise guest is here. So I'm very excited to bring them on this week.
Yes.
But more about cult. I will talk about cults. So have you seen Wild Wild Country?
Oh, yeah, that whole thing? Yes.
That's another one where it's just like, thing is with Wild Wild Country is I would have been into that, like going and living in this like amazing commune and everything. But once you start like stockpiling guns, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah. You know what's funny about Wild Wild Country is I had this thought. Our very good friend, very talented, very funny Ben Scaria, also a producer at 2MB.
Yes.
Ben always had talked about that. Remember, he would say,
he'd be
like, all I want to do is be in a commune. Like, but I think where the scales tip is when someone goes, yeah, let's do that. And I'll get us some AK-47.
No,
like, Dave, we're not doing that. Dave, I'm so sorry. That is not. Why don't you plant a garden instead? Yeah. Like that's where it starts to.
And I would rock that burgundy suit. Boof Wellington pointed out. I would look like a hefty Ron Burgundy.
Oh, Boof Wellington. Do we know who Boof is yet?
Oh, I know 100. It's that is our darling Ryan Daly. Is who that is.
I love that so much. Burgundy suit for. Well, what about me? You guys are leaving me out of the call.
Oh, you look good in burgundy as well.
I'm okay.
Burgundy is like a dark wine color, not your.
I mean, I guess it's fine.
You can wear a big turtleneck like that in a deep red.
I tell you, this poncho is the most snuggly sweater. It's like a blanket.
I'm not the only one. Smars says it.
I know it wasn't intentional.
But sell me some Apple products.
Oh, Jan is saying any jewel tones for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here's another thing I want to tell you about. So I mentioned Seduced, which is on Stars, and that is Ivy Oxenberg's story. Oxenberg, am I getting that right? If anybody in the chat knows, maybe Matt and I are the only ones obsessed with cults, but I like it because you get to hear from her therapist who's helping her unpack all of this.
Okay.
And it's so bizarre to me that, and I think this is why I'm like kind of nice when it comes to cults, because if you're looking for something in your life and they prey on those people, they prey on you at the right moment, I mean, I've had moments in my life where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. This is crazy.
Has there ever been a cult that somebody has said, you know what? They're not bad. Like they're good. They're just good people. Like
improv.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That is definitely a kind of a cult.
Have you ever seen the Going Clear spoof short film about improv?
I haven't.
So Going Clear is a movie about Scientology, and someone made it into an improv. You have to look. It's funny.
That sounds about right.
I know. So weird. Let's talk more. You told me you're watching my favorite show in the whole world.
Oh God. Abby and I are watching Schitt's Creek right now. We're watching it. It's our first time through. We're in season 4, and I swear to God, there's not an like since the end of season 2, there's not been, I can't go more than 2 or 3 episodes without like crying at something. And not in a bad way. Lovely. Like it's just wonderful.
It's so touching and surprising. Does that make sense? So like for me, it's just not what I was expecting. And then I was pleasantly surprised. I'm watching it for the second time through all of it right now. And I love it.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one of those shows that we'll add to our cycle. Right now, it's Parks and Rec. We watched that. We watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then The Good Place, and now this is going to be added into that stable of shows we watch, kind of on a rotating basis,
on a loop, right? Yeah. So Eric, we talk about Eric and Abby. Abby, Matt's better half. Eric is my better half. Or our equal halves. Our equal halves, everyone.
No, better. 100%.
They're both a little bit better.
They're just good people.
They don't have the thoughts we have. You know what I mean? Like the thoughts we have,
Kelly, when it comes down to it, you and I mean, we're not garbage people.
We're
people, but we have garbage people thoughts.
Yes.
And they don't. They're just
I don't mean it. I don't mean it. I mean it. And sometimes I mean it. We're gonna watch The Good Place because he had to tap out when I watched it originally. It was like too late for him.
Oh,
I know. Meanwhile, last week, producer Matt and Kelly, we stayed on the stream, but offline until about midnight. No big deal.
We were on that stream with Petey and Katie.
Yes, what a fun show last week.
Last week was a great show.
Yeah, it was wonderful to have Petey on with us, and of course, Smars was back as Rita Ann giving those DIY tips.
Wait, that was Smars?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was Rita. I thought Rita Ann McNally was a real person.
No, oh, she is.
Did she? That's a bit that she's been wanting to keep going for, and she's watching. So
I mean, I think people know. Well, Rita Ann McNally has an email. It's Rita Ann McNally
at gmail.com.
gmail.com. So if you want to see Rita Ann, I mean, I would have Rita Ann on every week.
We would definitely have Rita Ann on.
I mean, she's hilarious. Who I'm missing is Peg's Nut.
Oh, Peg Nuts.
Peg Nut.
Of Peg's Nuts.
I'm missing Peg's
and the Nut family.
Peg Nut and the Nut family. We need to get another book review from her. So the one thing I do want to show is, because you haven't seen this yet, right?
No.
So I'm a Handmaid's Tale fan, and I just felt like it made sense to show the trailer for the upcoming season, just to give everybody if they need motivation.
Yeah, because I need to go to the polls. If I need something else to make life bleak right now.
You a little bit. You listen. I know. I think my intentions were good, and then as we got closer, I was like, this might trigger people to go over the edge. I mean, maybe we need to just look at a cat video.
I mean, that's always no. Let's play it. Planned. Let's just do it.
Let's see it.
So here it is. The teaser for Handmaid's Tale season
4.
I can't rest. My daughter deserves better. We all deserve better.
Fair.
Change never comes easy. This war isn't going to win itself.
All those children. It's June's legacy.
Which changed me, changed you.
She does have strong claws, that one.
It's not safe anywhere. We should all just leave.
These women deserve to be helped. But I can't do this alone.
No.
Uh-oh.
Be the squad.
She is out there planning who knows what kind of atrocities
Quiet down.
on our righteous nation. I never allowed myself to see her for what she really is, beyond redemption.
Uh-oh.
What happens in the next few weeks will determine the future of this country.
We're just getting started.
Oh. That Elizabeth Moss.
I mean, is everybody okay? Is
mean,
everybody okay? How are the dogs? Do they
I don't think
respond to
Bradley
that?
Whitford's going to have a good season. I'm just going to call that right here. I don't think Bradley Whitford's going to have a good time in this season. Not that he's had a good time up to this point,
Right.
but such a wonder. I love that character. I loved when you like see him for the first time. You're like, oh, it's Bradley Whitford.
Yeah. You know what I just realized? Do you know the movie The Internship? Vince Vaughn.
Oh yeah, the sequel
They
to
go
Wedding
to-
Crashers. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they go to Google and they get internship. The guy in Handmaid's Tale is the douchey guy from that movie.
Which guy?
The one that June made a baby with.
Oh, the Nick.
Yeah.
Huh?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Anyway.
And the woman that plays Aunt Lydia,
Yes.
she is such a wonderful, wonderful character actor. Just
Yes.
all the stuff that she is in is just remarkable.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and it's the most stressful thing in the whole world.
And it's the most stressful thing in the whole world.
You know what else stresses me out? This Is Us. Do you watch This Is Us?
No, 'cause I have to draw a line somewhere because I'm a weeper. I weep.
Matt,
I weep.
I'm a weeper.
When
Matt,
it comes to film and TV, I weep, and that show would just have me in a emotional mess.
It has everything. Adoption, death, more adoption,
More death.
more death, fire, babies, lost babies, premature babies, blind babies.
So many babies.
It has everything. It's
Just like Handmaid's Tale. So many babies.
so many babies, so many children. Oh, I can't take it. All right. Well, you know what? It's 10:27.
Yeah.
Let's bring in the surprise guest.
The surprise
are you going to
guest.
stay or are you going to go?
Well, I tell you what, I'll go for a little bit.
And then you're going to come back?
Because I want the two of you to have some time
Okay.
to spend. So let me leave. Why don't you intro the bit, and then
Okay.
I'll bring in the people are really seeing a behind the scenes footage
really
of our show, and I think they should appreciate that.
Well, I think also that they should just appreciate how tight you and I are. Like, we're pretty close. So, like, this is how we are normally. Like, when you're tuning into genuine nonsense, we mean it. Like,
It's
this
slice
is
of
just genuine. This is what we would be doing if you weren't watching. Just so you know.
It's very true.
Yes, okay,
All right. So here I go.
I'll tee it up. Okay. So this is the part of the show. I typically book our first guest, and then we move into a session or a segment called Nice to Meet Ya. And this is where it could be someone I know. It could be someone I don't know. Last week we had Katie Pentademos on, very funny, very talented friend. We'll call her to rip off My Favorite Murder, friend of the show. And so, all right, let's bring him in. Let's see who it is. I 100% know this person.
Oh,
Hi,
I love
Glenn.
this person.
My Steve Jobs sweater.
Oh, so good.
Oh, Gwen Coburn, the very funny, the very talented, the very brilliant Gwen Coburn is joining us. Gwen, I already have a question for you.
Yes.
I have 2 questions for you.
Mhm.
I should have called you today, but I had way too much going on. So this is great. Let's just catch up proper.
Yeah.
First question. I saw your video on the is it QAW?
Yes, QAW.
So good. So good. Can you talk to me about this character that you were playing?
Oh man, yes. So I did QAW and
Quarantine Action Wrestling, by the way. If you're just joining and you don't know what, sorry, I just want to make sure that the viewers understand, which is a show that's on Thursday nights at 8.
Ooh,
Matt will
now.
put it up for us. Yeah, it's Thursday nights though on 2MB's studio. So yes, go Payne Austin. Thank you. Thank you. Bro. Yes. Okay. Talk to me about this character because I'm in love.
So thank you so much. David Thomas, who runs QAW, reached out and was like, do you want to do this? And I said, absolutely. Here's the thing. I have never watched wrestling.
Yeah.
And very on brand. And I've still never watched wrestling.
Fine.
Yeah, but I decided that I went through a phase in quarantine where I named all of my houseplants puns after famous feminists.
Perfect.
Of course I did.
Yes, this is on brand.
This is all on brand.
You not watching wrestling, on brand. You naming all of your plants, powerful female names, very on brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in the middle of that when I did this, and I was like, oh, I really want to make like a pun on one of my favorite authors. So the one I came up with was Payne Austin. And it's just been so much fun. Everyone on QAW makes such fun stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really great for me because I came in knowing absolutely nothing. I was super intimidated about creating content for online. Like I was like, I don't know how to use iMovie. And it's been a really great opportunity to learn how to do that.
Yeah. You were like a pro. This is the interesting part. And this is what I was going to text you when I saw it. And I realized it's Monday and this was Thursday. So forgive. I watched it and I was like, is she in a bathtub? Like the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, is she in a bathtub? Like she looks like she's in a bathtub. There was something about the lighting. I knew you were in a chair. And every time I like every few seconds, I'd be like, she looks like she's in a bathtub. So I don't know. I mean, you say that you're new to iMovie. You nailed it. It was wonderful. Yeah. And of course, Gwen is a talented musician and singer and just, it's great. Where can people see that if they want to check it out?
Oh, yeah. I think it should still be up on the 2MB Studios page on Twitch. It was They had 2 episodes this week. David worked really hard, and everyone who put it together. I know Beef Wellington does a lot of the editing. Thank you, Beef. Beef.
Which makes sense to me now who that is. I had not known for weeks who that, and now I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
You're like, oh, it could be no one else, of course.
It totally makes sense. Okay, my next question is, and this is personal. Are you ready?
I'm so ready. I
saw today on your social media that you are in a relationship. Is this true? Is this true? Are you true? Are you?
Okay, I'm gonna smile like an idiot. I feel like I go on these shows and I'm like, I'm performing, and now I'm just like, but I'm dumb and stupid.
No, you're not dumb and stupid. This is genuine nonsense where we just have like real life conversations. And the whole point of this is like, I'm throwing this in there. It's a question I wanted to ask you anyway. I saw it today and I was very delighted for you. It's wonderful news. Are those new? Look at me moving on from it because I know you. The more I gush, you're gonna get like, oh no. Are those new glasses?
They are not. I bought 2 pairs of blue light glasses at the beginning of, because when I was a kid, I always wanted to have glasses but I never like had bad vision.
Mm.
The only time I got tested for like my vision by like a serious optometrist, like when they sent you to the eye doctor to be like, is it really good? I was too young to have seen any media where they like symbolize what it might look like if you didn't have good vision. So I just like kind of tried to fail it, but I like completely miscalculated what it would look like. And he was like, all right, you're trying to fuck with me.
So the blue light, I mean, you need the blue light. If people aren't wearing blue light, they should be, because it really does help, right? I just want to also point out that Matt put in the comments that the YouTube where people can see this episode of QAW and in Austin. I love those glasses. I think they're fantastic. I need my glasses to see. However, I'm all for everybody rocking a little specs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk more. How is your dog?
Oh, my dog, she's good. She is a little bored with me because it's been rainy, so she's been stuck inside, but she's been very good. She's actually, honestly, the relationship has been a great thing for her because he's like big into like the play, and I'm like exhausted. I'm like, I can't. She's so lovely, so sweet, but she deserves someone who is enthusiastic about playing.
Yes.
And that's what she's getting.
I saw a dog yesterday at a friend's house. We sat outside in the rain, believe it or not. We were like, we kept our outside social distancing visit, just the three of us. And we were under their porch, and I was like, I'm still coming. Even if I just come for a minute, I gotta go for a ride in the car. So, and they have a dog, and she's so cute. Her name's Olive. And I'm into the play, but it's because I don't have to do it all the time. Now your dog has a very cute name. Tell everybody.
Oh, this little Bella, also, she's so cute.
She's so cute.
She really is. She's we're little besties. She's like a perpetual baby, which is amazing. She's like 7 years old, and I'm like, how are you still like this? I don't know.
Is it because she's little?
Maybe it might be because she's little. I've met like little dogs who like get like a little like older, and she's not. She's like, let's go all the time. Which is
all right, we're going on to the next question. You are teaching classes with 3 weeks.
Yeah.
How's that going? Tell everybody what you're teaching.
It's going so great. So I had my first class today, actually.
Nice.
I was teaching a group voice class, which for those of you who don't know, I have a master's in vocal ped from a previous life. And it was really great. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. I teach a lot of voice lessons virtually, but I was wondering how a group online voice experience would work, and it worked really well, and everyone had a great time. You know who it was great for? Everyone who showed up was like, I'm really nervous about singing in front of people, and it's kind of the perfect venue for those people because it's a lot of mic off stuff, and then when the mics are on, it's just like a lot of like sound, and there's a lot of laughing. So it was really good.
I love that.
My power ballad? I love a good power ballad. I know. A good power ballad is everything. If I can get someone to sing Total Eclipse of the Heart with me, that's my go-to. But I have to second favorite that is maybe not done as much is Alone by Heart.
I think you stand now. Listen, clearly when this quarantine, mine is Every Rose Has a Thorn. Yes, is that Matt? Matt, is that yours? Are you trying to tell us what yours is, Matt? Mine is I also love a good heart. I like a good Melissa Etheridge, although she's more folky than she is power ballad.
I love folky.
Yes. If I'm going power ballad, though, you got to go Celine Dion, because you're never going to sound as good as Celine Dion. However, you can sound as Celine Dion as Celine Dion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so funny that you say that though, because this hasn't come out yet, but I'm doing this. We've been recording this podcast series with me and my friend Rachel from undergrad, who's this amazing vocal ped wizard, and then Julie Carr. We've been recording this podcast called First Impressions, where we're all really bad at doing vocal impressions, but we have people who are like big ped nerds.
Okay.
And so we bring on like guests and they pick a voice, and the first one was Celine Dion, and we like break down the voice and be like, this is what we think is going on. And you would think after like an hour of us like being like, and this is what's happening physiologically, you'd think we'd be able to do it, but then they're so bad. Like our impressions are just wildly awful, and it's very silly.
I love a bad belt. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Yeah. Like, I enjoy a good bad belt. Like, let it out. Let it pull it from your toes.
Sharks and Scream. I'm like, yeah, do it.
Yes.
Go for it. If you know what you're doing and like, you know, it's a conscious choice, go for it.
Right. And you always told me, because I mean, we've performed together for a long time now. Don't strain.
Yeah.
Don't strain.
Unless you're choosing to scream, and then like you've made your choice.
You've made your choice, but don't. You've no one to blame but yourself. You've no one to blame.
I will 100% sit down and have a like just screaming at the piano day. Some days you just got, especially lately. Have you been like singing anything out or like getting rid of the stress?
So yeah, I mean, one of my go-tos is always like when I was on the road a lot before 2020, before times, Payne Austin. I would never sing on the way to my gig because then my voice would be raspy. I would belt on the way home from my gig. And now I've nowhere to go to like sing my songs. So my poor stepson has been listening to me sing everything. Like, how many glasses do you have in your room? Am I gonna be pissed at you? And he's like, do we have to do this? You know what I mean? But you just pick whatever you can to sing about. Now, with that said, I want to transition. This is a great segue. You're doing this hilarious thing on Instagram right now. Gwen's Instagram is Sad Girl Songs, right? At Sad Girl Songs. Gwen. Wait, say it again.
It's Sad Girl Songs Gwen with GRL for girl.
You are doing, is it Tinder profiles to songs?
Yeah, it's Bumble profiles. Oh my God, there it is. Yeah, it's Bumble profiles, but honestly, some of them come from Hinge. They come from all over.
Sure.
And I started gathering them when I was actually before I started dating on the apps.
On the app, online.
On the app. But my friends would just send me profiles of these things that were inexplicable that people had written, where you're like, I really wish I could sit down with someone and be like, I want you to walk me through every step of the process. Like, why do you think this was what you should write? Like, what were you looking for? Why did you think that these words would get you what you were looking for?
Right.
It's just amazing to me. Some of these, what are some of my favorite ones?
You're doing these characters too, which that's the other part that I'm just like loving is you're deciding, I don't know. I guess let me ask the question. I'm being a bad interviewer right now.
You're perfect.
Thank you, love. Here's the question. Are you dressing up like their profile pics?
No.
You're nice. You're a nice person.
Yeah, I'm not, for a couple of reasons. One is because like the words I think sometimes just deserve a certain genre. Like there's one guy who goes on about like, if I try to leave you, please leave, come back. And it just so deserved the Blink-182 treatment. Are you going to play this? Oh my God.
Yeah, Matt's just showing. Here's one.
This one's one of my favorites. What the fuck? And wear a turtleneck. Yeah, that dude wrote, I would rather die than wear a turtleneck. And what you have to know is that's the only thing it says on his profile.
For real.
That's the only thing. He was like, you know what? That's enough.
Yeah.
That's
this says everything you need to know about me.
everything you need to know. It's truly baffling. Like, I want to give people the benefit of the doubt and be like, it's hard out there. I get it. It's a weird way to meet people. And at the same time, you're like,
right.
This is not. Did I have a hair?
What? Wait, what?
I think. Oh, okay, because of the turtleneck.
Yeah, the turtleneck.
You scared me. I was like, did I have a hickey in that video?
No. Hickeys still, is that a thing? Everyone help me out. Is that still a thing?
I think now for me it's an accidental thing. Like no longer an on purpose thing because like I'm an adult, you know?
Right.
But like,
right.
You like,
got, yeah, got a little frisky. Yeah. That's hilarious. You thought you might have had one, which is my favorite thing that's ever happened. So I wanted to ask you about that. It's a new relationship thing, is what producer Matt's saying. I mean, I think probably, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been married for 5 years, so it's like no one's giving hickeys over. No one should be giving hickeys because there's a pandemic. There's a pandemic. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's also weird. Like, that's a huge weird thing is like dating in pandemic is like you have to be so like you have to basically just like really guess and be like, I think this is going to be worth it. Or you have to like guess really early and be like, it seems like there's potential, but I don't think it's worth me really going in for. Bye. It's just like such a stark thing.
Yeah. I feel like too, where you do your background says a lot about who you are. So like when I'm on a stand-up show on Zoom, I find myself looking at like every person to see like, what did you think was okay to show me? Do you know what I mean? Like if you're in a white t-shirt with like a like SpaghettiOs stain and dirty sweatpants on a couch with sad pillows, then you're either not doing that great and you should call someone, or there's someone chained to something outside of the, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Where you're like, it was worse somewhere else. Yeah. There's always one corner too. Like here's the thing is like, it's so easy to be like, this is the nice place to set my camera. And everyone thinks I live in like a beautiful like place, and then you move it and it's like a trash heap.
Chaos. But
so if you're one of those people who it's like, this is the trash heap, that's
then
really
what's outside of the box. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about these dudes who write that thing where I'm like, if this is what you chose to write, what the hell are you gonna say or do on our first date? If you were like, you know what she should hear? One about the turtleneck.
So wait, so the person that you're with right now that you both decided today was the day we are in a relationship. It's Facebook official. You didn't meet him online, did you? You did?
It's so funny. I did. We actually we went to the same grad school, but
that's like what I was going to ask you. Yeah. Okay. A couple years apart. Is he younger than you?
Well, he is a little younger than me. I went straight from undergrad to grad, and he took time off to be a real adult and like work like a real adult job. It's not that big of a distance. It's like a couple years.
Yeah, that's a nice connection, though. I'm sure. So he's in your field.
Sort of, yeah. It's nice because he is, but it's like removed enough. Like it feels interesting. It's funny because actually I almost didn't message him because when I saw my grad school, I was like, ugh, we're just going to end up in that conversation that's like, oh, do you know so-and-so? Yes. And I was like, I don't want to do this, but he seems so nice and his profile was so well written. So I was like, all right.
Is this the one that a month or so ago, maybe you were like, I think I've got a nice one. I'm a little suspicious. And I was like, listen, I met my husband online and he That's how I felt about him. I was like, I don't know. He seems a little too nice. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. And then I was like, really?
I don't know.
I don't know. He seems real nice. He's like being respectful and like likes that I'm a boss. You know, I mean, what's wrong with him?
Once,
Right.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. It makes me wonder sometimes. I'm like, why did you hate yourself, Kelly? Do you want to? Yeah.
You know what's amazing is that I feel like for those of you who don't know me, the things I talk about are like my plants, feminism, and therapy. So we're getting on to therapy now since we've hit the other two.
Let's do it.
I've like been unpacking like a bunch of shit, and I was like, I feel like I understand kind of like where my bigger patterns are and the things that I feel like I've deprogrammed myself. And you know what's amazing though is when you find someone who's like really treats you nicely and is like a secure human who does their own self-work, is that you find the tiny layers of bullshit that you're like, I knew that I shouldn't be putting up with this, but like, you're like, oh, wow, I still kind of believe this thing. And I didn't even realize it was fucked up.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. I think too, there's that moment where you're like, this seems real easy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why is this so easy? Why don't I have a diarrhea cramp? What's happening? Yeah.
I'm not anxious about this all the time. I feel like I have a lot of energy for other stuff.
Right. Yeah.
What am I going to do with this?
I think it's wonderful, and I'm very, very excited for you. And I also, you're doing such good things right now, and I mean, you're working so hard. Let's tell everyone where they can find you. You're teaching courses for 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks, the number 3 weeks. .course. Thank you, Matt. 3 weeks .courses with our wonderful friends, Greg Scott and Danny Bellel. And you also have a company. We would be remiss if we didn't plug your company and what you do for your company.
Yeah. So I have a company called GC Entertainment, and it provides online entertainment for holiday parties, like school gatherings, anytime that you might have had like entertainment and wanted to get together and have some fun with your coworkers or your students, we provide that. And we've been really working on these programs that are like fun and interactive, because I think so often a Zoom party can just feel like a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
So we work really hard to like find a way to make it really fun and engaging.
I love that.
And the other thing that we're doing, sort of, that I'm doing related to that is I've created this network called Ladies of Laughter, which go find it on Facebook and Instagram if you are a funny lady in the pandemic. Because it's just a free, like, kind of support space, a safe space for female comedians who feel like maybe their creative outlet has been displaced, or it just feels like a weird time and you're looking to find some solidarity and commiseration. We run a monthly writing group. And
you had the first one yesterday, right? How was it?
It was so good. It was so fun. There were about 9 of us, and we just got together, talked about what our lives were like, and just wrote a little bit of like stuff and bounced around ideas. It was so fun. We met some new people. I loved it. And we're going to have shows that also incorporate like a little bit of like fun kind of games for the audience, where you can just kind of sit at home and play along, or get on a Zoom call with friends. So we're really looking to kind of boost that community.
I love that so much.
Thank you so much for putting that all in the comments. Mwah.
Yeah, Matt took care of you. I have to ask, and I know the answer, because you are and forever will be my feminist friend, Gwen. Did you vote? Did you vote early?
I did. I got mine in, so I feel good about that.
Me too.
I felt so bad because I'm sure this happened to other people, but I knew people, and by I knew people, I mean the boy that I'm dating, who like applied for their mail-in ballot the same time I did, and it didn't come until this week.
So now it's Yeah.
And if that happened to you, like, go to the polls, because you can still vote.
Yes.
You don't vote.
Don't let's get the message.
Yeah.
Here, we'll do it in a funny and engaging way.
Yeah.
Don't mail it.
Don't do it. Don't mail it.
Don't mail it.
If they turn you around and they say go home, you say no. I'm gonna vote. And you just vote.
Just go. Yeah, that's the thing. That's a vote.com. That's a huge piece of this puzzle that I cannot express to people if you're watching this. If you have a vote, if you have a mail-in ballot and you haven't mailed it yet, you missed it. Don't mail it. It's not, you're not going to get yourself counted. So go to the polls or find a Dropbox, right? Like we're still able to do Dropbox, but make sure it's an official Dropbox. Oh, so stressful. And it's fine. We're all fine. We're going to be fine.
Yeah. You know what I've been doing lately? A lot of, honest to God, is truly just flailing my body. I call it big flail, big noise. I just flail and I make a big noise because it physiologically ends part of your stress cycle. So I walk around the house doing that all the time and my neighbors are like, he's fine. It's okay.
Your dog Bella's like, what, Mom?
Yeah. Bella's like, do you need to talk? Would you like to play with my ball?
Oh my gosh. So we're just going to do you have a couple minutes to close the show with us? Matt, you want to come back in? Matt Fear, producer Matt.
Oh, hi.
I love Matt so much. Now,
stop it. There we
Matt, so thank you for having Gwen come on. Because you know I'm a huge fan. I love me some Gwen Coburn.
I'm a huge fan of Gwen Coburn.
I know. Love Fest. I love Fest. I have to ask you both, what are your thoughts on Taylor Swift?
I have none.
Swift.
You love her, Gwen? You have no thoughts?
I have no thoughts. That Shake It Off song is nice, but that's been a while.
It's been a while. So she wrote an amazing album in quarantine, and one of the things that resonated with me about this, because I'm not a hater when it comes to Taylor Swift at all. I think she's doing her thing, and good for her.
She's living her truth.
She is. And I think she's living her truth more now that she's getting a little older. And she's speaking up for herself, and she's an advocate for women. So I'm a fan of that. There's this Biden ad, though, that they used her song. Have either of you seen this?
I don't know that I've seen it, but I saw the picture of her with the cookies.
Yes. And I have to say, this ad is very moving to me. And I want us to close the show out on this ad. Before we do that, though, we're going to say goodbye because I feel like that. Oh,
well, no, you do it. I'm going to be looking it up while because I don't have the link, so I have to look the link up.
Did I not give you the link?
Did you send me the link?
It's in our doc.
Oh,
it's in the Try Harder segment. Mm-hmm. This is genuine, you guys. It's genuine.
So genuine. While we're looking this up, I do want to take a minute and plug a show that the reason I want to plug it is because we just decided to do it like 2 days ago.
What is it?
And it is it's going to be it's called the Hello World Election Night Distraction. And here is the graphic for it that we made. Chloe and I are gonna have some drinks, and we're going to have a bunch of special guests. One of which will be Gwen and Julie. Kelly, I'm hoping you'll be able I'm gonna pop by.
I'm into it.
We've got the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence stopping by, and they're just a wonderful group.
They're very great.
So
I love it. And that's tomorrow night at what time? 9?
It's going to start at 9. It's going to go after the Boy Detectives are doing. I don't know if you're familiar with the Boy Detectives, Kelly, but they like to draft football teams based on pop culture things. And tomorrow night, to stay on brand, they are doing the President draft.
Oh, good.
So they're going to be making the best football team they can using presidents of the United States.
I mean,
not the band, the actual.
I'm here for it. Yeah. I love it. And also, are we still doing? We still want to give a shout. I gave it many shouts during my combo with Gwen. 3-week doc courses they're offering. It's a great way to get out of your comfort zone and try something new. And all of the instructors on this list, present company included, they're amazing instructors with years of experience, and they're going to make it fun. They're going to make it comfortable, and you're going to learn something new in 3 weeks.
And
so,
they just started courses this week, I think.
Yep.
But even that, it's like the classes only run for 3 weeks. So
That's
go
right.
and look, and you'll sign up in 3 weeks
Yes.
for a class, and you'll have it scheduled and ready to go.
With the impending lockdown again, wouldn't it be nice to have something to look forward to? Charlie Baker, he put some new guidelines out for us today. So go to 3weeks.courses and do yourself a favor and have something. I'm going to go look and see what's going on. And yeah, so good. Kit Tempest is saying Abe Lincoln killed vampires.
He did. Yeah, he was a vampire hunter. Surprised that didn't get put more in the history books.
I am too. It's disappointing.
And yes, Kit, you are going to watch us get just slowly hammered throughout the course of the night. So,
next week our guest is Corey Manning, the very funny, the very talented Corey Manning. So he'll be with us next week. And Gwen, thank you for stopping by. Genuine Nonsense, Matt, producer Matt, you're amazing. I just encourage you to, if you haven't voted yet, take the time to do it. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, own your feelings, own your thoughts, be respectful and be kind to one another. And let's see this great video, this great ad to take us out. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Why are so many powerful people trying to make it so difficult for us to vote?
It keeps me awake, the look on your face, the moment you heard the news. You're screaming inside and frozen in time. You did all that you could do. And the big bad man, his big bad clan, their hands are stained with red. Oh, how quickly they forget. They aren't gonna help us. Too busy helping themselves. We aren't gonna change this. We gotta do it ourselves. They think that it's over, but it's just begun. Only one thing can save us.
Let me put it on you. It's American flag.
Only the young. Only the young.
You gotta hold on to that for the rest of your life.
Only the young. Only the young. Only the young. Only the young. Can run. Can run.
We can fight for the world peacefully, you know?
Think about how you would like the world to be for your daughters and granddaughters.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I promise you.